and now to the award for its deeply moving exploration of memory, identity, and community, and it's for its coherent and profoundly humorous depiction of the personal as universal. The City of Toronto and Canada Goose Award for Best Canadian Feature Film Award. The City of Toronto and Canada Goose Award for Best Canadian Feature Film goes to Alan Zweig's documentary When Jews Reflect.
I've been on juries. I know how these compromise wins happen. You guys are going to have a lot of explaining to do. It's like all the publicity is going to go out with the words "when Jews were funny." Anyway, I want to thank the jury. I want to thank TIFF. I want to thank Steve Gravestock and Agatha Smolich Del Sorbo, the Canadian programmers. I want to thank my producers, Jeff and Jesse, who are there, and my wife, Julie. It's weird. This is a little lesson in something. Basically, for the last couple of months, I've been walking around thinking that I'm making my worst film ever. And when it got into TIFF, I was like, oh, this is horrible. My worst film ever at TIFF. Like, I just made my best film. It was at Hot Dogs. How come you couldn't reverse things? But the other day, somebody told me it was my best film, and I was like, he actually explained it, and I was like, oh, maybe. 24 years ago, more or less today, 24 years ago, I went to the final party for the Festival of Festivals. I think it was at the party was at the CN Tower. And all night long, people worked at the festival, including, I remember Jeff Revere was a programmer, kept saying to me, are you going to the brunch tomorrow? And I was like, fuck no, why would I go to the brunch? And people kept going to the brunch, and it was really bugging me why they kept saying go to the brunch. Eventually, they phoned my wife and said, make them go to the brunch. And then I went to the brunch, and I won the prize for Best Short Film, which came with a cash prize of $1,000. And I said, I thought it was pretty funny, I said, my landlord's at the back, I'm going to endorse the check over him. But that got totally usurped, because then Bruce McDonald won for Roadkill, and he made this thing about this famous speech about a chunk of hash and whatever he was going to buy. But nobody remembered my speech about endorsing anyway. 24 years later, and I wish I could make a clever remark about methamphetamine, but actually, honey, I think we'll get a new kitchen.
That was great.
The first Canadian award was Don Britton. It was a racehorse, and that he went out to buy. I guess with Bruce.
Congratulations, Alan.
So this is very special. Isn't memory wonderful?